Hello Pisces, welcome to your weekly tarot reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is for the week of January 8th through 14th. Please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and definitely share this video. Now we're going to take a look into your general energies for the week. It's very important that you remain open and receptive to whatever might come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. I can read the energy that comes through, but I can't always make sense of it. So very often that final step is up to you. Got a Princess of Cups here to start us out with today. Not too often that we start with the court cards, so this it may involve a particular person. Oh, we've got the Queen of Cups too. All right, it seems like there's going to be a lot of court cards here today. No, I guess that's all we have. All right, just the three. That's not too bad. We're going to do our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. We're going to leave that right there. Okay, we're not going to look at it until the very end of the reading. So I hope you'll stick around. And hopefully that will tie the reading together and give us the confirmation that we're looking for at the end of it all, right? That kind of missing piece that'll bring it home for us. So we've got some water, some earth, some fire, some water, some air, and then these court cards, couple of majors. So it's a fairly decent balance of things. We've got the earth, air, fire, water. We've got this couple of majors, couple of court cards. I really feel like you're a Pisces, right? You're a water sign. There's a lot of water right here in the very center of the path of the dove, okay? So this is the Princess of Cups and the Queen of Cups. So it's kind of a progression. It's kind of an advancement, a maturing, a growth that we're talking about, right? So I wonder, and then on top of that, let me just say we've got the Moon card. This is your patron card. This is the card that rules Pisces. So I really feel like what we've got right now, the stage of life that we're in right now, is a real growing process for you. I think you're in a stage of tremendous spiritual growth, emotional growth, just in a completely holistic way. I think every aspect of your being is going through this growth or this maturing process. I feel like it's primarily centered on your emotional life or your sense of emotional connection with people, your emotional intelligence, I think they call it. How you're connecting with people, the compassion, your empathy, the ways in which you are seeking and finding meaning in your life. Okay, this has the potential to be kind of an abstract reading. Okay, I don't think I can say, hey, this is going to be a career reading. So if you're looking for a career reading or a love reading, you might want to go somewhere else. This is going to dive a little bit deeper, I think. I think there are career and love implications to this energy, but this is a general reading, right? This is going to touch on everything. But first, I think it really is about the growth of your emotional intelligence. Now, it's not a phrase that I really use a lot, but I think in this case it really does apply. I think it's going from this, rather beginning stages, the kind of infancy of exploring new things, searching for meaning, and then with the Queen of Cups, finding meaning. And that meaning is going to manifest as compassion and empathy and love, joy, pleasure, all of these watery qualities, right? And this intuitive understanding. So it's going to be like this kind of naive, innocent, still kind of groping around in the dark, not sure what you want, where to go, how to get it, to this real sense of power and authority, but compassion, understanding, right? It's really a growth and a maturing process. I almost expect to see an 8 of discs here somewhere, but we don't. We've got these cups, okay? And this really is the kind of, not the beginning and the end, but the infancy and the maturing of the sense of connection, the sense of meaning, understanding where you are in life, who you are, and what your connection to the world and to the universe is, right? That kind of spiritual, that subtle connection. What we see in the recent past is interesting because this is the Princess of Discs or Pentacles, also the Page of Pentacles, and whatever name you want to give this card. There was something in the recent past with you that was either like you either felt it to be a rebirth, right? It could be a literal birth. Right? Maybe you have kids now. Maybe there's been a recent addition to your family, and if that's the case, congratulations. I know what this experience is like. I've got a daughter myself. But I feel like if it's literal, then okay. But I feel more that this is just like a rebirth of you, like a baptism, like kind of you're starting over with things, or you're really trying to make these definite changes in your life. And so I feel like there was some kind of event or a period of time where you had this kind of rebirth process. Okay. Now, if we looked even further back, maybe we'd see that death card. Maybe there was some instance or some period of time where you really underwent like a death and a rebirth, right? We're getting the rebirth side of that. Okay, and so I think this is kind of this is the focus. This is the part of that death and rebirth that we need to know. This is the part that we need to focus on, this rebirth process. Because I think you're giving birth to these new opportunities for meaning, right? This is kind of the baby here, right? And you have to nurture that and understand that. And I think you're going to grow through this experience to be this Queen of Cups. That's kind of the adult, the mature and understanding and, rather wise person now, because you've gone through the birth, the infancy, and now the maturing phase of this thing. Okay? So it really is like stages. And I don't know if this is, it could happen through a literal like birth, right? Maybe you've had your first child or something. And now as that child is growing up, so are you. You're starting to mature in different ways. You're finding meaning, you're finding purpose, you're finding this sense of connection and love and compassion. Even if there is no actual literal child involved, I still see this as a growth process for you. We have birth, we have infancy, we have like adulthood, okay? And then what we have beyond that is like your spiritual maturing. This is like going beyond adulthood. This is becoming this kind of magical spiritual being, like beyond the kind of mundane cycles of the flesh, right, of our lives, of our physical manifestation, kind of going beyond that into the spiritual realm with this moon card. And this is kind of like your trip into your imagination, where now it's almost like you're not bound by time and space anymore, right? You're on this spiritual journey, and it really is limitless what your potential is, and where you can take this process, where you can take this new energy. Because this is that Pisces energy, that moon energy, that the best form of this water energy, that can go down into the depths of your soul and pull out literally anything that you can imagine and manifest it. Okay, so this is a very creative card. Okay, and I think with this card also comes this idea that you're on the brink of something really big. Okay, you've gone through this birth, I think that there was that spiritual death, or that, that relative dying period in the more distant past, kind of beyond what we can see today. But today we've got this birth, this growth, and this maturing, right? We've got the kind of the newborn, the adolescent, and the adult. And then beyond this, there's another change coming. It's like you're growing and preparing for something quite major in your life. And I want to see if we can figure out what that is, okay? Because we've already spent, we're almost 10 minutes here talking about this progression of energy, which I think is magnificent, really. Honestly, it feels just so natural to me. And now we're here, let's say, by the end of this coming week, right? We've got this moon card, and you're on the brink of this maybe emergence as this just tremendous spiritual being, right? And just this complete control of what you're manifesting. But let's see what other cards we have here. Beneath the surface, we've got this Six of Swords. Now, I wonder if this could involve some kind of travel, some kind of long-distance communication. I think that you have a very structured and orderly mind, like a scientific mind, kind of, right? I think you might be a very logical, rational, left-brain person. And I think if that's the case, then you might rather enjoy this little progression of energy that we're talking about, because it seems very logical. It's very step-by-step. It's very natural growth. Like you wouldn't expect it to be any other way. So I think that you have a definite blueprint and a definite plan for your future. I think you're someone that can take this kind of experience, right? This real, just this blossoming of your imagination, this really, really fertile imagination. And it's like you can just pluck anything you want out of that and manifest it. Okay, it's like magic. And I think you're right on the brink of this very important time in your life, right? Where you have to have a blueprint, a plan, you have to have this kind of organized thing established so that you can take full advantage of this kind of spiritual, this initiation. It's almost like the next level in your initiation. You know, you've gone through the elementary grades, this growth, and now you're really ready to like cross that final threshold, go beyond that final veil, cross that abyss, and emerge as this kind of spiritual entity, right? And yeah, maybe I'm talking a little bit too mystically, but I really feel like there's that kind of strength is involved here, that kind of growth and this blossoming. But I feel like you also have to have a plan, right? You also have to maintain the orderly structure of your mind and have this blueprint, have this plan for the future. What we also see on top of everything is this Chariot card. So in the one sense, these two cards together, it's above and below, right? So this is the kind of what's going on underneath everything and what you're kind of looking up to, what you're aspiring toward, what is your goal up here, right? That the mountain that you're getting ready to climb. I think maybe there is travel involved for you. I think maybe that is in some way part of this larger plan, this flow of energy. It really is. I mean, just the way these cards look is exceptional. I'm going to get that overhead camera so I can show you what this looks like and how the energy is flowing with these cards. I think the way that you're going to take advantage of this energy is with some kind of travel, some kind of a long distance thing that you're going to be taking advantage of. Maybe it could literally be traveling, vacationing. It could be that you're going to be moving for work. The Chariot is telling me there's going to be travel. There's going to be a move. Okay. So either relocating your house, taking a job somewhere else, just going to live in an exotic place, right? But it's going to be something major. It's going to be something that you are going to need to have a plan for, a blueprint. You got to know what you're doing. You got to have a game plan, right? Good, solid game plan. And I think there's going to be some travel. Okay. I think that's one way that you're aspiring to take advantage of this energy. Something that you're really kind of, it's that mountain, it's that big goal that you have in front of you. That mountain that you want to climb is in some way related to travel, long distance journey, moving to a new place, taking a job in a distant land, something. Going on some kind of an adventure across the sea, right? Something like that. Let's move over, though, to the path of the serpent. And now I just want to say that the way I read tarot is these cards are always right, okay? But sometimes as the interpreter, I might not understand your particular situation fully. So I would ask you to try to connect directly with these cards. Use your intuition to take you beyond just what I'm saying, okay? I'm just the messenger here. On the path of the serpent, we start with this Seven of Cups. Now, usually this card would be something to give us a little bit of caution, a little bit of pause. Something might not quite be going right. But I think in your case, and I think you're an exceptional case this week, all of this energy, this just natural flow, this growth, right, from birth to adolescence to adulthood, and then beyond that, right, beyond the veil. All of this energy here, I think, is really filling you with this divine energy. It's like this divine intoxication, okay? I really feel like every aspect of your being is just being consumed by this really joyful and pleasurable fire. And I know fire is water here, right? But I really think that it is charging up and energizing your entire being, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. I think you're just radiating. I think you're filled with this. It's like, you know, what people would say, you're filled with the Holy Spirit, right? Or you feel the influx of that divine grace, that blessing. And it's really just, it's coursing through your entire body, your entire soul. Okay? It's like that divine intoxication. Okay? And I think this is your general energy. I think you're just so charged up, so amped up, so happy and excited and enthusiastic that it's going to be a challenge for you to kind of pull yourself out of this water energy, get back to this air, make sure you've got a game plan, right? Make sure that you can do the kind of underlying, the foundational work to plan everything, make sure all your ducks are in a row, you know, cross your T's, dot your I's, that sort of thing, in order to achieve this. And this is your highest goal. That's the mountain that you want to climb. I don't know exactly what it is. Like I said, I don't know your particular details. I think traveling is involved with it. But that's your mountain. That's where you're headed, right? Your general energy. You're filled with this real joy, right? It's intense though. It's not just you're happy. It's like an intensity in every aspect of your being. It's like almost overwhelming. The next card that we see is in terms of your connections. So the Ace of Wands here, this is the fire that we need, because not a lot of fire anywhere else, I'll tell you. But this fire here is the best fire you could ask for, right? It's okay that we don't have any other fire cards. There are no other wands here, right? Let me just double check. Yeah, nothing. No other wands here. That's okay, because they're all here in this as potential. So these are just like in your backpack, in your suitcase, ready for you to use anytime you need it, this fire energy. And this is the motivation, this is your willpower, this is you really being able to control this pleasurable feeling, this divine intoxication, to kind of get back to business and start organizing and sorting things out and planning and preparing. Okay? Excuse me. So, the Ace. This is really that inner fire that you have, that kind of divine spark. But I don't like to say divine spark, because that to me feels like it's just a little shimmer of that divinity. No, I think this is a raging fire that is, it's at the same time, it's separate from spirit or from deity or from God, goddess, or from the universe, from the universal consciousness, universal mind. But at the same time, it's identical with that. Okay? So as much as we are separate from everything, we are also of the same stuff. And it's this same light and fire that we all have. And I'm not trying to wax mystical or philosophical or anything. But I feel like this is the way that you're experiencing this connection with people. You almost feel like you're connecting spirit to spirit, divine flame to divine flame with every other living thing around you and the universe as a whole, right? You're starting to identify with this inner fire, with this spirit, and you're seeing this same identical spirit in everything else, everyone else in the universe as a whole. So this card is in the position of your connections. It's your connection card. How are you connecting with people, with things, with situations, with your environment? You're connecting on this really deep soul level. And I think that is an effect, a byproduct kind of this growth path that we've been on, this birth, growth, and maturity that we see here. So I really think that you're starting to identify with what some people call the Holy Spirit, right? And you're starting to see that in everything you look at, everything you experience. There's a real sense of connectedness, and not just in that watery way that we were talking about, that compassionate, understanding, that love kind of way. This is like, goes deeper than that. This is on that real spiritual level, right? And this, I think, is that pure consciousness, that fire, that light, that glue that holds everybody together. Holds us together and holds us together in our role in the larger community, the larger city, township, village, state, country, the whole world, the whole universe, right? It's the glue that ties everybody together. It's this light and this power and this fire. We do see a little bit of concern, a little bit of worry here coming. And that worry is really about the fluctuation of the physical world. You know, I think you have this new spiritual kind of divine understanding, this intuition, this wisdom that you have now through all this process. But, you know, you understand how we live in this manifested world of dualities, right? There's always this perceived otherness. It's always us and what's not us. It's always black or white and some stages in between. Everything's in constant flux, constant change. Everything's up and down. Everything's moving around. Everything's going from yin to yang and back again. So there's the understanding that this is the way of the world, the way of being manifested, right? We're in this process of constant change from one swing of the pendulum to the other. It's just always, that's it. That's the nature of things. So you understand that, but yet at the same time, there's still this worry, because you're still a human being with a human personality, that this change is a little scary. And this mountain that you have to climb, well, you know, there really is no guarantee that it's going to come out in this amazing, beautiful way. I don't see any reason why it won't. But that doesn't take away a little bit of your anxiety anyway. You still have this concern, this fear. It's still a little scary, I think, to make this kind of a big change, to have these big events happening in your life and these big opportunities, and to know that you're faced with this big mountain. As exciting as this is going to be, there's still a lot going on in your life, a lot of change, a lot of things are in fluctuation, okay? And it's okay, you know? Just because we have these kind of more spiritual experiences doesn't mean that we're also at the same time still not human beings, right? We still are going to worry when things start shifting around us, and when change is coming, when we're right in the middle of drastic changes. Sometimes it's not the easiest thing to deal with, you know? But what I see on the other side of that, hopefully to give us some reassurance, is this Six of Cups. This is a real satisfaction, a real luxury, right? This is a real pleasure, a real harmony, a real connection, a real mirroring of some of this water energy that we've been seeing, right? We're talking a lot about the water, this love, joy, satisfaction, the connection, the finding of meaning. I think you really do feel that. And it's almost like you have a Three of Cups within you, this abundance of joy and love and pleasure and connection, and really wanting to just connect with everyone, and really good vibes. Okay, you have that internally. And I think you're going to be expressing that in such a way that the universe is going to give it right back to you. And that's why we have the Three of Cups within and the Three of Cups without, forming this beautiful Six of Cups. And it's like you are sailing on this ocean of just joy and pleasure and happiness, and it's really a really good time, okay? The universe is really mirroring back to you the same kind of energy that you're putting forth. So it really is a projection of an amazing time. As far as we can see now, there's really not much of a downside to this energy. And whatever your mountain is, wherever this chariot is headed, I think it's going to be a really wonderful experience. Yeah, there will be some challenges. There will be some ups and downs, some ebbs and flow of energies. But on the whole, in the grand scheme of things, I think you're going to be really just kind of sailing around in your ship and enjoying the heck out of this journey. Okay, let's look at this confirmation card. Let's see what this could be. I don't know. I have no guess even. Sometimes I like to guess. Sometimes I'm right. Sometimes I'm wrong. I don't know what this could even be. It seems like we've had such perfect energy here. Maybe some more pentacles. Maybe 9 or a 10 of discs. No, another court card. This is some air energy. This is a Queen of Swords. Now this could be an air sign person in your life who maybe we've forgotten about. Maybe this is someone, maybe it's your person, maybe it's your partner, your confidant, someone that's very close to you in your life. Someone with whom you can share this mature state of being with. Because remember we said with the Queen of Cups, this is like the adult, right? And then we've got the Queen of Swords, so this is like a peer. This is like someone that's on the same level as you, but they're of this more airy nature. So it could be just more involved in the communication part of it with you. Like it's a relationship, right? It's a relationship based on sharing information, sharing experiences, exchanging energy, because of this air connection. So I think that this is probably somebody else in your life who up till now we kind of forgot to talk about. Okay. And so this is kind of jumping out as I say, hey, don't forget me. I'm coming along too. So maybe, who is this air sign person to you? I think that you'll have to let me know, because I don't know. I don't have any other cards here to help me out with this one. I think at the same time, though, this is keeping us kind of closing the circuit, I guess, and bringing us back to the air energy that we saw here with the Six of Swords, saying that, look, you really have to take some of this maturity and put it into this planning and this blueprint and really get all of your ducks in a row to make this happen. Okay? Don't get too carried away by these good feelings that you just become a stumbling, drunken fool, and focus on the practical side of it, the planning, the organizing. Really stay grounded, stay pretty rational to get this thing off the ground, right? It's still going to require some effort, some mental planning and strategy, and organization, I think, is the kind of key word there. So there's those couple of different meanings for this. Again, I think it is an air sign person in your life that doesn't want us to forget about them. And at the same time, it's reminding you, it's bringing us back to this reminder here too. You got to have a plan. You got to stay organized. Okay. Anyway, this is really amazing energy. I'm so excited for you. I'm so curious what it is that you've got going on. You seem like a pretty awesome person, and I hope that, all of this energy resonates with you. I really hope that you get started up that mountain quick, because I think it's going to be a really fun time, really exciting, and a really rewarding experience for you. Anyway, Pisces, we're going to take a look at the extended. If you want to stick around, you can become a member to the channel by clicking on the link in the description box. I do private readings as well. This was your weekly tarot reading for January 8th through 14th here on Dove and Serpent Tarot.